This is going to be an uphill battle this year, in my opinion, for Jalen to improve. Tell me I'm wrong or right.
Well, I probably would have to side with you. I mean, when you start thinking about that, I mean, and I've stood out there and watched him throw the ball. He's not a natural thrower. He's not the kind, you can see him miss guys that, the guys with that top level arm talent, they don't miss that guy. They get the ball to the guy, he misses people. So, it's something he's got to work on. I hear that he's working on it. He's been working on it.
I said, it's funny, when Xander said this to me, and he goes, man, Sills, maybe Devontae Smith shouldn't have been drafted here. Maybe he doesn't fit. We're 8 days out from the start of training camp. Tomorrow makes it 7 days. Let's bring our friend in Garry Cobb from Fox 29. And Gary, we like to shake people up. And I'll tell you what. By the way, Seth Joyner says to say hi. He's coming on Wednesday.
Okay.
He wants me to say hi. I want to play a game with you here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how I say this and people lose their marbles. And I posted this on my Twitter page at Dan Sileo Show. I said this. The number one thing right now that we're concerned about when it comes to Jalen is arm talent. And all of a sudden, people start to tie in, well, Sills, he's got a strong arm. I said, I'm not talking about arm strength. I'm talking about arm talent, accuracy, understanding where to go with the ball, great talent. Yeah. And I showed people this. I'm going to go around the league here, Gary, and this is what we came with. Does he have better arm talent than Josh Allen? No. Mac Jones? No. Zach Wilson even? No. Joe Burrow? No. Deshaun Watson? No. Ryan Tannehill? No. Matt Ryan? No. Trevor Lawrence? No. Patrick Mahomes? No. Carr? No. Herbert? No. Wilson? No. I mean, outside of the Texans, there's only one place that he has better arm talent than. We go over to the NFC. He doesn't have better arm talent than Dak. Wentz. I mean, it's debatable on Daniel Jones. He's just terrible at knowing where to go with the ball. He doesn't have better arm talent than Rodgers, Winston. He probably does better than Mariota and Mayfield and Darnold. Not better than Stafford or Murray or Garoppolo, Brady, Cousins, Golf. There's 5 teams out of the 32 that I would go like this. Jalen has better arm talent than Justin Fields, Drew Lock, Daniel Jones, David Mills, and Marcus Mariota. That's 5. Now, look.
Wow.
I said this, Gary. I go, this doesn't mean these guys are great quarterbacks. I'm talking arm talent.
Yeah.
When you see that and hear that, I mean, this is going to be an uphill battle this year, in my opinion, for Jalen to improve. Tell me I'm wrong or right.
Well, I probably would have to side with you. I mean, when you start thinking about that, I mean, and I've stood out there and watched him throw the ball. He's not a natural thrower. He's not the kind, you can see him miss guys that, the guys with that top level arm talent, they don't miss that guy. They get the ball to the guy, he misses people. So, it's something he's got to work on. I hear that he's working on it. He's been working on it. The thing is he's not just a natural thrower, and then sometimes you can work out too much. You can get too buffed to throwing the ball. You could have too much muscle. A lot of times, it's flexibility and smoothness. So you don't want to, you got to just get out of the weight room. The weight room, that's not where you throw the ball better. That's not it. So, in those ways, that's not his strength. That clearly is not his strength. Now, I will be very interested to see if you can work enough, because I think the kid is willing to pay whatever sacrifices needed to make in order to improve. But you just wonder, how far can he go when he's not a natural thrower? He's not the kind of, just not a natural thrower. He's more mechanical,
Here too, Gary.
Yeah.
I think the biggest concern that we all have, and by the way, I'm sick of us having to quantify going when we make a criticism like this that he's a good guy. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I mean,
That's right.
I don't really care about that. All I know is that you're looking at a kid right now that has to go out there. And I think the biggest fear for everyone is, man, I don't want to waste Devontae Smith and I don't want to waste A.J. Brown on a guy who has less than, 5 teams where you would say he's got more arms, more arm talent than the starting quarterback in the NFL.
Tell you, I think we're going to learn a lot this year because we're going to learn, can you, if a guy does not have that naturally, can you work and do it, And I would like to see him get the ball out of his hands more often. Throw the ball to the check down. Get the ball out of his hands. I mean, take what they give you. You be patient because then you're not asking yourself to make the great throw, But if you're always trying to look for the big play, you don't necessarily have to have the big play all the time. Be patient with guys. The best that have ever done it, they majored at taking what you give them, and then you start biting on that, and then they're going over your head. They're starting to hit that curl and the trail route in back of you and everything. And then eventually they're working downfield. But the best that have ever done it, Brady in Montana, they had no problem throwing the check down. So you take that. But the big thing is he's got to take what people give him, get the ball out of his hands. And I think in addition to throwing the ball, the whole thing is, does he see the field? Will he be able to see what people are in? Will he be able to see, boom, this is what I have. This is the defense I'm facing. This is the weaknesses of it. This is what I'm taking, what they give me. How does he do that? Because that's, I think, is just as important as his throwing is going to be how he recognizes everything. And
but Gary, does he have the coaching to be able to develop that? Because when they were 2-5 last year, it wasn't like Jalen Hurts started winning games for that team. They put the ball in the hands of the O-line.
That's right.
The running attack.
Yep.
And they went out and ran the ball 38 times.
Yep.
Is there enough on that coaching staff to turn this thing into something that they want it to look like? Because again, we're now in a position now here. Gary, if they had stuck with this, not going after wide receivers, not spending money at the position, not spending equity on first rounders, and they're just going out, getting big-time running backs like they do in Tennessee, and a big physical wideouts to block down the field, I'd be like this. They're trying to build this thing and this running attack, and I get it. But when you're trying to build a passing attack and you don't have a quarterback that can find a guy yet, it just looks to me like, I mean, okay, what are you trying to accomplish with a guy? You're building a passing team with a non-passer. Well, it just looks confusing.
Well, I think the big thing you have to realize, Nick Sirianni wants to throw the ball. I mean, Nick Sirianni is a wide receiver coach. Nick Sirianni he sees stuff that's there. Because of that running game, there's passing yardage that's right there, and he can see it. The whole thing is he went out and got wide receivers that'll be able to accomplish that. And it all comes down to Jalen, whether he's going to be able to do it. Now the coaching, I think you ask a great question there. Is the coaching good enough to where they can get it to him so that he can see things better? He's able to come to the line. He knows what you're in. Come on, the best people that do it, they come up. Rodgers and Brady, they know what you're in, man. They know what coverage you're in. So that's why they can go after you. You're at their mercy because they know what you're in because they've seen it so much and they know the nuances and everything. But how fast does it take? How fast can you learn that stuff, really?
Absolutely.
These guys have been doing this for years.
Here's his numbers against the NFC in starts. He's 3-4, 30 attempts, 17 completions, averages 225, 6 touchdowns, 9 picks. I mean, the one thing you can say about Dak is Dak's owned the NFC East. Yeah. And that's given them a fighting chance every year to make the postseason. And I know the Eagles made the postseason last year. Yeah. So those numbers are a little askew because he takes over for Wentz in that first year of starting a couple ball games. But I mean,
the big thing is, it's going to be fascinating to see what do they do because, a lot of times they can come up and say, we can run the ball on these guys. Well, are you going to run the ball? Are you going to say, hey, we could throw the ball on them too? Well, okay, then which one are you going to do? And how much are they going to do? Are they going to be balanced? Or are they going to say, you know what? We can make big plays on this team. We're going after. We're throwing the ball downfield. We're going to go after people. That's going to be interesting to see. And can he put it there? Can he get on the money? And he's going to get a chance to show. They're going to give him a chance. That's what I think is the big thing, is they are not going to just put the ball on the ground. They want to throw the ball. Nick Sirianni wants to throw the ball. I think they are going to throw the ball. The whole thing is, how balanced are they going to be? Will they just say, well, we're struggling throwing the ball, we're going to have to run it? Or do you say, no, we're going to throw the ball. We're going to see what he can do.
You think they move these guys around more instead of being a traditional passing attack where you see AJ or maybe even Devontae line up in the slot so that they can give him better views? Because personally, for me, Gary, I think the tight end is going to be a major focal point this year, like it's always been. And I think you could see Goddard with 100 catches and around 1,000 yards this year. I think he can elevate himself into that.
I would agree. I think they could do that. The whole thing is, if they get into that, then they're going to get chances where, Jalen could call a lot of the stuff. He's going to call it at the line of scrimmage because, they can even go some empty backfield because they got some of the young kids, coming off on the bench that are good, that are running backs, good pass receivers. So they're really going to get the chance. The thing is, because of what they've added, they can say, we're throwing the ball. They got the people to throw the ball to. They could be a passing offense. They could. But, of course, they still have that ability to run the ball. A lot of times, though, a team now says, we're going to come out and get a lead, so we're going to come out and throw the ball, start out throwing the ball. Will they play the game like that? That's what's going to be interesting. Because really, the better teams in the league, like Tampa and them, they come out, they get a lead on you. They come out, they're going after your juggler. They're throwing the ball. Then they get a lead, then they start running the ball on you. So is that the way they're going to play? I think that's the way they want to play.
Yeah, but Gary, you and me are going to be in the huddle. We're going to go like this year, first couple games of the year. Mm-hmm. Even though we see A.J. Brown out there and we see Devontae Smith, you and me are going to go like this. I don't think this guy can find him. Don't bite on play action. You know that. You're going to go like this to me. Hey, Don't bite on play action. Until this guy can show us that he can find him. Yep. Hey, it's one thing to run the ball, and running the ball helps play action. That's why they better not get too far away from that, because that's the only thing that's going to keep that thing honest until he can prove it.
We're going to find out. The thing is, that's the great thing about it. We are going to find out, because I think Sirianni, he wants to throw the ball. Even last year, remember last year, everybody could see these guys should be running the ball. They don't have the people to be throwing the ball as much as they are. Sirianni wanted to throw the ball. And you better believe now, he went out, they got A.J. Brown for him. They got all these other guys. I mean, you got a team, and Devontae Smith, I mean, he's a guy that he probably expected to really be a number one, and he was a number one pick, his Heisman Trophy winner. That kid expects to see the ball. They would like to throw the ball. They have the people to throw the ball. The question is, Jalen, and will they say, we're going to find out whether he can do it or not. Now, that's what's going to be interesting. They could make this year where we're going to find out whether he's our guy or not. That means we're going to throw the ball and give him the chance to be our guy. But when you do that, you're also giving him the chance to not be your guy too, because it kind of exposes him.
How about this one here? I want to get you some questions on the Washington Commanders. And that's because we've been going over, Gary, the games that they're going to play and the teams that they're going to be playing. So we're kind of like previewing them. And I threw this out about Washington, and tell me if you subscribe or you don't subscribe to what I'm saying. Obviously, the big move was getting Carson Wentz this offseason. This Terry McLaurin kid, I think, has a chance to go for over 1,300 yards. Think of this, Gary. He averaged 16.2 yards a game with some of the crappiest quarterbacks that they've ever had in that franchise's history.
That's right.
Now he gets Wentz. I'm not saying Wentz is the top 10 guy, but Wentz, the numbers here are incredible. And I'm going to go over those Wentz numbers here. The kid, Cole Holcomb, that tackler they have, 142 tackles. He was 10th in the NFL last year. That front four they have, they get Chase Young back.
They got to play. They got to play better defensively. They
do. They underachieved big time under Jack Del Rio last year. They had Scott Turner, their offensive coordinator, that kid Dotson.
Yep.
Let me give you some stats here on Wentz's quarterback passer rating.
I like Wentz had good numbers last year.
Listen to this, Gary.
Yeah.
This is since 2016 and his time in Philly and last year.
Yeah.
79.3 quarterback passer rating, 101.9 in 2017, which is exceptional. 102.2 in 18, which is exceptional. 93.1 in 2019. Completely shit the bed in 2020, 72.8. But then went back to 94.6 in 2021.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to use the word elite, but that's pretty impressive when you're talking about quarterback passer rating for a guy that everyone says sucks.
Well, you know, the thing is they got to get through to Carson is take care of the ball, Carson. We got a good defense. You don't have to win the game by yourself, okay? They got to get that through to him. You don't want to win the game by yourself because if you take care of the ball, we can win an ugly game. We don't care. We will take an ugly win. You know, where we win 17-14 or we win 20-17. That's okay. But if he will take care of the football and their defense plays the way they should play, then they're going to win. They'll win the tight game. But if he's forcing things, he's going to lose games.
Gary, I saw the worst 8 minutes of my life of pro football last year in that Titans game that he had.
Yeah.
And the game against the Jags and maybe even the second half against the Raiders. This guy had a game and a half and 8 minutes of bad football last year.
Yep.
And it is horrible. Go with me or maybe not on this here. The reason that I think he plays that hero ball, when you play at North Dakota State, who in the world are you leaning on? When you and me are playing at Southern Cal in Miami, I mean, you're looking over at David Lewis and I'm looking at Jerome Brown. I know my boy's got me covered here. And you know your guys got you covered. When you're at North Dakota State, dude, who are you playing against? Guys who are working at airports now.
That's right.
I mean, you're not really leaning on it. And I think that's one thing Ron Rivera's got to beat out of him. Do you agree?
Well, that is the number one thing. I mean, if he will just take care of the football, I mean, everything's going to be great with him because look at the numbers he put up. He only threw 7 picks. I mean, the thing is, but he did it in a situation where you're throwing picks against Jacksonville, which you shouldn't be, a team you're much better than. Just take what they give you, Carson. Don't be trying to play hero. We don't need you to be Superman. Get the ball to these guys, and you know he's got quality people that he's going to be working with. But he has just got to take care of the football. If he does that and their defense plays like they're capable, they're going to be in the hunt to win this division, really. You know,
I threw this out, Gary. Here's my prediction.
Yeah.
My prediction on Carson Wentz is 39-82, 33 touchdowns and 9 picks.
He does that, you know. He does that, you know, they're probably going to be in the playoffs, man. If he does that, and their defense, I mean, they got all those people over on the defense. They just got to play the way they did the year before. If they do, you know, from what I see, I could see them being in the fight, being in the hunt to win the division.
Antonio Gibson's not a bad back either.
They got talent. They got the talent. And you look at all the people they got. They got plenty of talent over there. Carson has just got to take care of the football, Carson. Don't try to win it by yourself. You don't have to. Because you go ahead and punt. We're paying those guys to stop people. So go ahead and punt. Don't turn the ball over. If he will buy into that, because that's what winning is in the NFL. You know, if you're a quarterback in the NFL, you got to know that turning the ball over, you lose. Take care of the football, you win. And even if you do it and it's not spectacular, good things are going to happen if you're winning, man. If you're not winning, you're turning the ball over. But I don't know if they can get it through the Carson.
Hey, all I'm saying to you is week 10 at the link.
Hey. Now he could buy it. Maybe he's gotten, you know, abused enough to where he'll say, look, come on. He's had everybody talking about it, to realize, dude, take care of the football, man. You know, you're not going to outrun and pull away from these guys. You got great athletes out here. Just take what they give you. Take care of the football. But I don't know if Carson, I mean, he wouldn't listen in Indianapolis. And if he does the same thing, he'll have bad things happen. But I think there's a chance he might, the light might turn on. You know,
Hey, who do you think gets more heat on him this year, Wentz or Hurts?
now that's a tough, because both of them are playing for their future. Both of them, I don't see how you can put one of, because both of them are playing for next year. Next year is not promised for either one of them, So I think both of them is on the line, man. And I probably would say there's more pressure on Hurts, though, because he's got to show he can do it. I think Wentz has had some good years.
Yeah, he's had some good years.
All Wentz has got to do is take care of the football, man. Don't throw that pass where the guy's hanging all over guys. Don't throw that.
Throw it in the stands.
Throw the ball in the stands, man. Come on. That's all he's got to do.
Throw it out of bounds. How many times have you seen Brady just throw it out of bounds?
You got a defense. You tell the guys on defense, hey, man, look, you guys are over there. You go ahead, throw the ball out of bounds and punt. That's what you got to do. He learns to do that. They're going to be trouble. They will be tough, because I think that defense, they've been talked about. Those guys they hear about it. They read what people are saying about them. So chances are they're going to rebound that defense. If they do.
Hey, Gary, I could just imagine if Wentz throws for 33 touchdowns, they win the division. What the talk's going to be.
Now, no way. Of course, I'm not hoping for that.
No, I know. I get it.
I'll tell you this. Hey. I look at their team, and I know, hey, Carson can be a good quarterback, but if he learns, take care of the football, then he's going to play a long time in the NFL, man. If he just will take care of the football, stop it with stuff, because, dude, you're not running most of these linemen. You're not if the dude's on you, put the ball away.
And nor do I want you to.
That's right.
I don't want you to do it. Hey, Gary, next week, man, start a training camp. Brother, I love you for always doing this for me. It means the world to me. You start our week out exceptional every single time. I'll make sure I say hi to Seth on Wednesday for you. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, you tell him I said hello as well.
You got it. That is our friend, Garry Cobb from Fox 29 in Philadelphia. Appreciate everybody coming aboard here. Please hit the like button. Hating? I don't hate on anybody. I speak truths. I'm going to show you also how hard it is to win in the NFL. Man, I never thought the truth would hurt. Philly fan. Man, Dominique, all of you, man, really. This is an epiphany here for me today. Don't ask me to spell it. I can't. Big Sil's here from Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. It means this: they do not get paid unless you do. If you've been hurt or injured on the job, calling Morgan & Morgan will be your best call. I promise you. For the people, it is not just a slogan. The folks at Morgan & Morgan have been doing this for over 30 years, and they've collected over $13.5 billion for their clients. They're the biggest law firm in the country, and they're ready to do battle for you. With over 800 attorneys strong, they're the biggest law firm in the country, and there's no such thing as being intimidated when you call Morgan & Morgan. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. The call is free. The consultation is free. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. 800-512-1600. Or when you call Morgan & Morgan, tell them Big Sil sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.